Real Madrid come away with a 2-1 win against Olympic Marseille in the first match of the Champions League season for Real Madrid. And this match, I say this every time, it's always a weird match for Real Madrid. Um, we'll just get off from the start of the lineup here. We have controversy with Vinicius Jr. being benched for this match. I didn't expect it. I knew Franco was gonna start. I knew Trent was gonna start, but I did not expect Vinny being dropped. A lot of fans I was seeing on Twitter and on social media saying Vinny shouldn't be dropped. Vinny shouldn't be on the bench for these type of nights, these type of Champions League nights. He shouldn't. And I get what they really mean. I really do. Um, but Vinny, if you can include his stats from last season, but it's weird because his stats don't really show how bad he actually really was last year. And I like the idea of Xabi coming in, willing to rotate these players. That's what Madrid really needed last year. I said all the time. I said if Vinny's underperforming, take him out of the match, take him out of the pitch. That's something Carlos Ancelotti hardly did. Um, and give Rodrygo a shot on the left, just rotate. It's a key thing, and that's something you want. And Xabi came in here saying no one's safe from the starting lineup besides certain players, and Kylian Mbappe has been one of them. He is one of them, which is why he's hardly ever dropped, and Vinny's always the odd man out. For me, I say you should take it as a good thing that you have a bench like this, you have players like this. So when you miss out on a player like a Vinicius Jr., you're not that worried because you have a good backup. You have a good, you know, you have a good system going on, and you want to rotate the squad, prevent injuries, give player minutes. You have superstar players, you need them. So that's why the one thing I was to say about that. But in the lineup, you originally have Courtois, Carreras, Hoyson, Militao, and Trent instead of Carvajal. I actually had Carvajal starting this match, but Trent got it, but he got hurt early on in 5 minutes of the match, which is a shame, and he might miss out who knows how long. In the midfield, Chouameni Fede, and then Mbappe, Rodrigo, Arda Güler, and Master 2-0. Marseille had um, Aubameyang, Greenwood, Matt O'Reilly, who just left Brighton. I'm pretty sure he's on loan with Marseille. Timmy Fueya, Hojberg, Kondogbia, Pavard, Bellardi, Medina, Emerson, and Rulli. A lot of these players been around, Um, I think there's not a single French besides Pavard, and if you want to count Kondogbia because he did switch nations. But besides that, I don't think there's really a French player here. But if you look at this side and you see them everywhere. I played career mode a lot in FIFA, and you recognize these players. Just throughout even watching football, you see Bellardi, youngster from Dortmund, Argentinian, Emerson, in the Premier League and Italy, Pavard, Bayern, Inter, Hojberg from Tottenham, Matt O'Reilly from Celtic, and also joined Brighton. Mason Greenwood, Timmy Weah, Aubameyang, great. For me, Mason Greenwood, Timothy Weah actually looked really dangerous this match. Um, I was a huge fan of those two. I like how Timothy Weah is the first American to score in the Bernabeu in the Champions League night. Love to see something like that. Great to see Timothy Weah. It's good for Pochettino. It's good for the U.S. men's national team to get a player like that scoring in the big nights in the Champions League, especially against Real Madrid. Um, And then, yeah, really, it was weird. He was losing the ball constantly during the beginning of the match here, and on my notes. Um, but yeah, he was the reason why Madrid didn't score six past. Madrid, the first half, Real Madrid for me were the better team. They were winning the ball back. They had chances after chances, but they just weren't able to put it back in the net. Rulli was just that person. It was weird because, as I also said, Rulli was losing the ball, losing his footings, missing key passes. The whole team were in the beginning of the first half, and it put Madrid in a predicament. So it was really confusing there. And Mbappe had a really early on, towards the second minute, near scoring a bicycle kick, and a bunch of chances from Franco Mostano. I think he had a really good game. Could have scored at least two goals maybe. He won the ball back, drops back, good dribbling, gets through the defenders. Was a huge fan of his performance today. Um, Arda, for me, he was a little poor. His rating pretty much sums up what I thought about him this match. He wasn't really it. I was a huge fan of Rodrygo this match. He's shown why he deserves to have minutes, deserves to play in the wing. Won the penalty from Madrid. I'm pretty sure he had one big chance created and four chances created in the first half alone. So great from Rodrygo. Chouameni almost had a shot in. Amazing strike. Uh, Fede for me wasn't really there. I feel like towards the second half he was more there than the first half. And then Trent got getting injured. It's a shame. Carreras, I feel like his rating can go down a little bit. I feel like a bunch of these players did better in the second half. In the first half, I don't think Carreras was really there, but in the second half he was. But yeah, that's what I have on like the individual players wise. Aubameyang had a huge chance in the second half. Great turnaround, but just safe from. Oh no, it hits the side netting. And yeah, that's huge controversy. Two goals for Real Madrid, both were penalties. They couldn't put it in the back of the net from non-penalty goals, and that's something Madrid really need to start going. Their first game against Osasuna in the first game of La Liga, they were about to tie, and then Mbappe got a penalty. Same with this match, back-to-back penalties. People saying the second one wasn't penalty. I'm really not too sure. People are saying different opinions about that. Jamie Carragher was saying how in the Premier League that would not be a penalty because it's placement, and I've never liked the whole handball rule. I was never a fan. Always confused. Of course, in hand, but situations where depending where your arm is placed and all that stuff is just it's confusing because to what limit, to what extent, and situations like this is why I don't like this match and many games with Barca, with Madrid, in Europe in general. That's why I'm not a huge fan. Subbed in Carvajal, who got a red card. It's just terrible. It wasn't a fully headbutt. But he did lean his head and hit him in towards the cheek eye area. You can't be doing that. You're the captain. You're the veteran. You just lost your right back from injury, and now you're red carded. And now, who knows? In their next Champions League match, Raul Asensio might have to fill in. Maybe a Diego Aguado from the academy, but silly challenge from Carvajal. Brahim Diaz actually really impressed me. He had a shot on goal, great dribbles around in the right side of the field, trying to get a chance created. Great footwork. I've always been a huge fan of Brahim Diaz. So, you can't really expect nothing crazy, but he does give it all in the field. Vini Jr. had great dribbles towards the second half when he got subbed in. Great dribbles, few chances, trying to get the ball in the middle. Really not got it there. I was expecting something similar against, I think it was against Mallorca, where Vini got subbed in the second half and then got a goal and assist. But and then Raul Asensio did his job at right back when Carvajal got that red. I just feel like people were saying Jude Bellingham. I knew he was not gonna get a single minute this match. So I hated when people were having him in the starting lineup. No, he just came back from a surgery. He shouldn't be playing right now. Just warming up, getting used to the atmosphere, getting used to the system. He's been out. He hasn't been playing since the Club World Cup, which was months ago. So, out of anyone, I feel like Gonzalo Garcia should give me more chances. Bench a Vini or Rodrygo, have Mbappe on the left and Gonzalo up top. You don't have to start the lineup like that. It's just you need a proper 9. I feel like loads of situations where he's really good at heading, and Madrid's saying that they can't score from corners. They can't. Madrid can have 90 corners in a match and not have a single one. Gonzalo's always in the middle. He's always heading it. He has a strong shot. I want to see more of Gonzalo Garcia. Never really given a chance this season yet in La Liga. He was given huge in the Club World Cup and shown why he's capable of being in the first team. But I want to see more. That's something Xavi should do more. What else is here? Red card. Aubameyang's chance. I pretty much stated everything what I said about this match. Let's check what they have on Twitter saying for this match, because let's check Madrid zone. Mbappe already kept trying to get in my head and make me lose focus, but in the end, it's a brace and a W and the Man of the Match award. So there we go. Yes, he got it's two penalties. I don't want Real Madrid to just rely on penalties. I really don't. Mbappe, Madrid this season, 5 matches, 6 goals, 1 assist. Great from Kylian Mbappe. He's proven. I mean, of course he's Ballon d'Or worthy, but he wants his eyes on the Ballon d'Or. Surprised by Marseille's high level? No, I watch all their games. I know their level. I had this game. I got this correct. I said a 2-1 Madrid win. And that's what happened. I knew Marseille were not gonna be an easy team. Rude Hole for a player with so much experience. What Carvalho did was so stupid. 100%. Federer, I don't like talking about refs. I'd rather talk about the team's work. Trying to get away with that penalty. Controversial decisions. I'm going to say anything. We're still heated, and if I speak, anything could come out. Volvo Fernandez Carriers, what a player, what a signing. He had a way better second half than the first half, personally for me. Xabi has won. He's perfect in all scores. He's won every single game with Real Madrid, conceding 9, including Club World Cup. Something yellow card, and it's just talking about the match here. So that's pretty much my thoughts of the game of Real Madrid. The next game up and coming is against Espanyol, 10 a.m. Perfect. I love early games. Dean Huijsen's out. Raul Asensio's probably going to fill in because Rudiger just got hurt. Unless he was playing Alaba, but I doubt Alaba will start. Madrid perfect score. They should. I mean, Espanyol are playing good this season, but Madrid should 100% win this match, and it's at home. So, and let's go through just small matches. Not small, but like these other matches that happened during the Champions League. Martinelli and Trossard scored. Martinelli scored a great pass from Victor Gyökeres, and he was able to go through. And then Trossard with the second goal. I was surprised. I said it before. I thought PSV were going to win, but I underestimated the Belgian team. I really did. This match was crazy. 2-0 for Benfica. I called him out. Valencia from Juve. He was in Aston. He played in Valencia. And Pavlic. I said those two would score. They did. Bakarabak somehow got the comeback. I'm really not too sure. This match I wished I watched instead of the Madrid one. I said this is the match. I said it that this one was going to be the one I really wanted to watch. And look at this game, man. I just kept on getting notification after notification. They're like, Dortmund scored. Oh, no. Juve scored. A second later, Dortmund scored. And then Dortmund, or not Juve, I wish I watched that game. And then an own goal from the goalkeeper Junior in the 4th minute. Disappointing from Tottenham. You have to do more with that. Bendevin on FootMob won man of the match. But yeah, that's what I have for today's match. Real Madrid against Marseille. It's for me. They looked dominant in the first half. They really did. They just couldn't get the ball. They couldn't get the goal through. So I think they're getting better, 100%. But goal wise, they need to start scoring more. But hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time.